This is Ramon, and the channel is Alpha 4, and this is Virtues and Vices Part 2, and we're going to begin with the virtues. There are 30 virtues that I teach in my school. There are other virtues from other schools, and I am well aware that some virtues in one school might contradict with virtues from another school. For instance, in Capoeira, malice, which is a vice in my school, is actually a virtue. So I understand that there are some contradictions in that, and that different schools teach different standards, but these are the basic virtues, and these are based on the Greek and Spartan virtues. I'm wearing my broken glasses because I have to read them. I don't memorize everything. So what is a virtue? Let's start with that. Well, a virtue is something that is beneficial, and the definition here is the quality of a moral, excellent behavior. And the example that I'm going to use would be doing the right thing for the right reason. And that's kind of the way that I'm going to break down all of these. And the 10 we're going to go over today are charity, chastity, courage, loyalty, prudence, humility, honor, this is inner, and then honor, outer, and then hope and reason. Okay, so those are the 10 that we're going to go over. And there's two types of honor because the words in Greek don't translate easy into the English. So the first virtue that we're going to go over is charity, which can also be translated into kindness. And this is benevolent goodwill and generosity, graceful affection, avoiding taking for yourself if it is from the expense of others. And the example of this is giving to another who has none when you have two. Okay, very simple. See how we're going to do it? The second virtue we're going to go over today is chastity. And this is restraint or absence from vice. The ability to behave decently even when you want to act otherwise. We're not talking about chastity here like being a virgin. We're talking about chastity meaning how you treat other people, okay? Or how you treat yourself. So this chastity is when you're at a bar and they have unlimited drinks, but you only have one. This is self-control as chastity. Okay? The third is courage, or which can also be translated into valor. And this is the willingness and ability to act or not act in spite of fear. Strength of mind and spirit regardless of physical weakness. The ability to proceed despite danger or criticism. This is confidence in your action. So the example I have here is being brave enough to admit you're wrong even though it will embarrass you and cost you your pride. And where I live, in the valley, this happens a lot. A lot of people will have a problem admitting that they're wrong about something just because it will hurt their pride. And they will end relationships and friendships and even get into trouble just to avoid admitting that they're wrong. Our fourth virtue today is loyalty, which can also be translated into fidelity. And this is the degree of faithfulness and dedication one has to a person, group, ideal, concept, or cause. Loyalty here doesn't mean you have to be loyal to a person. This can be loyalty to anything. Later on, we're going to come up to a concept called piety, which is very similar to this word. Okay, and the example here is to stay true to a friend and by their side even when they express an opinion politically, socially, or religiously that is opposed to your own. Our next one is prudence, and this is cautiousness and good judgment. An example of this is not taking a ride from a stranger or meeting someone new in a public place with a group of friends that you trust. Basically, prudence just means being, don't be an idiot. Be a little street smart. Okay, number 6 is humility or modesty. And this is proper dress, speech, and conduct, absent of conceit, vanity, or want of undue attention. An example of this is driving and owning a single-owed pickup truck when you can afford a Lamborghini. A more apt example for what I teach would be living a Spartan lifestyle where you only own that which you need and never anything more. Number 7 is honor, and this is inner honor. And this is giving proper respect to someone of good reputation. So this is honor coming from you to going out to someone else. Okay, two examples of this is going to be bowing to your sensei if you're in a martial arts class, or if you're a soldier, saluting to an officer. Okay, that's that kind of honor. But then there's the other honor, which is receiving. So this is honor coming from the outside, coming into you. Okay, this can also be known as glory. And this is proper ambition. Having high moral standards for yourself and displaying high quality behaviors, both in the presence of others and when you are alone by yourself. An example of this is not doing something just because you can, but asking yourself, should you and ought you, and then acting accordingly. Next comes hope. Okay, and this is trust in the attainability of an expectation or desire. And this is setting up little easy attainable goals that can then add up to reach a larger, harder to attain goal. That's hope. So hope here isn't like a mindless idea, some concept of like, oh, something good will happen just because it's going to happen. This is hope as a goal, hope as something that's attainable. Okay, so this is, remember, golden mean, everything has to be in a set standard. Okay, then number 10 is going to be reason, okay, or rationality. Okay, and this is to base your opinions and actions on facts and logic and not on emotions or feelings. Orderly, clear thinking, using true facts to come to a conclusion or an understanding. And the example here is a valid and sound argument, where the premises are true and the conclusions, or therefore statement, is also true and stems from those premises. And this is avoiding fallacies. And those are the first 10 virtues. Now, how does that apply to life? Well, you're going to take these concepts and you're going to first look at your own life and say, am I practicing these things? And if you are, then congratulations, keep doing it. But if you're not, put yourself in a situation where you can practice them. The truth is, all of us are flawed. And these virtues or vices, they're not here to judge you. They're not here to say you're a good or bad person. They're just simply a guideline to figure out how you should behave. In martial arts, in Pankrátion, you're using these virtues and later on these vices to gauge your behavior. For instance, if you're in a fight and you're fighting your opponent and your opponent is losing, well, what's the right action? Do you want to draw out the fight and have them get injured worse? Or do you want to win quickly, even though the audience might not appreciate it? These are the things you got to ask yourself. What's more important? The glory that you're going to receive, the adulation from the crowd, or your own personal sense of honor and duty? Anyway, these are just some concepts to think about. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you for the next part. Peace.